Your neighbor just bought the exact same groceries as you and paid $9 less. Same store, same week, same items in the basket, different total at the register. The discount you celebrated, it funded the algorithm that priced you higher next week. Because your loyalty card isn't a rewards program, it's a data extraction device. And the question isn't whether you've been overcharged. The question is by how much and for how long. Here is how it started. The year was 1995. Tesco launched the Clubcard. Sainsbury's followed with Nectar. The pitch was simple. Give us your name, give us your address, we'll give you points. Sounds fair. It wasn't. Within 18 months, Tesco knew more about your household than your own GP. They knew what you ate, when you ate it, and when you ran out. They knew if your diet changed after a doctor's visit. They knew if a baby arrived before you announced it. Tesco's own data team called this predicting life events before the customer knows they've had one. That's a direct quote from an internal presentation. You thought you were getting 10p off a tin of beans. They were building a financial profile of your household. Every single week. Fast forward to now. The data collection didn't stop. The algorithms just got sharper. In the United States, Instacart, powering delivery for dozens of major chains, ran a study. Same basket, same city, different customer accounts. The price difference for identical items reached $9.59. Not between cities, not between stores, between two accounts on the same day. You overpaid, and you'll overpay again because you have no idea which account profile you're sitting inside right now. The algorithm reads your walk speed through the store, your hesitation in front of two products, whether you compare prices or just grab and go. It reads your postcode, it estimates your income bracket, it looks at your payment history and flags whether you've ever abandoned a basket over price. If you haven't, if you just pay, the system learns that your price ceiling is higher than you think, and it will test that ceiling repeatedly. So here's what nobody is telling you. The stores doing this most aggressively are the exact same ones marketing the biggest member savings. A 2025 Consumer Reports investigation pulled transaction data from 64,000 shoppers across 11 states. The findings were not ambiguous. Shoppers in postcodes with median income below $45,000 were shown higher prices on everyday staples, not lower, higher. They ran the numbers. They knew who could afford to comparison shop and who couldn't. They chose the customer who needed the discount most and charged them more. 68% of American adults now call dynamic grocery pricing price gouging. That number isn't outrage from a fringe group. That's your neighbors. That's your colleagues. That's your family. And yet, the practice is expanding. Because until 6 months ago, it was completely legal everywhere. In March 2026, Maryland became the first US state to ban data-driven personalized grocery pricing. The first, out of 50. California, New York, and Illinois filed their own bills within weeks. The legal walls are going up, but they're going up slowly, and the stores know it. What did the grocery chains do the moment Maryland passed that law? They accelerated rollout everywhere Maryland couldn't reach. That is not speculation. Food Navigator reported it in May 2026. They calculated exactly how much time they had before the next state closed the door, and they are using every second of it on your grocery bill. Most people hearing this will close the app and forget it by dinner. You're not going to do that, because you now understand the mechanism, and the mechanism has a flaw. Remember that $9.59 gap from the Instacart study? Here's what that number actually means at scale. The average UK household shops at a major supermarket 2.4 times per week. Run that gap weekly across a full year. That's over $1,000 gone per household. Not in fees, not in a subscription you could cancel. In a price difference so small per transaction you'd never notice it, which is exactly the point. Leaked internal documents from one major UK retailer describe this approach as friction-free extraction. Their words, not mine. Friction-free. Because the moment you don't notice, they win. And you've been not noticing for years. They calculated exactly how much they could take before you'd reach for your phone and check a competitor. They built their pricing model around that number, and they call that number your tolerance threshold. So here's what you do with this. Your loyalty card is not loyalty. It is a subscription to being profiled. Treat it accordingly. Use it. Collect the points. But rotate between stores. Pay cash occasionally. Break the pattern. Confuse your profile. An algorithm that cannot model you cannot price against you. The next time you scan your loyalty card, you'll see it for what it is. Not a discount, a data handshake, and you'll know exactly what you're handing over. That's not paranoia. That's the most valuable thing you watch today. If you want to keep seeing what the system hides, you know where the subscribe button is.